It's welcome back to me, Jof, Boat Hotel Adventures YouTube channel. If you've been following our kind of like journey on what we're getting up to next, I am literally just sort of doing a few little preparations on our bikes, getting things ready, getting things sorted. So Caroline was keeping on to me. She said, I've got that gel pad on there. I don't know if it's very like waterproof. We've had some like rain down here this weekend, and she said, you know, what if we get any rain? I don't want it like sopping wet. So I said, okay, remember camping Windhorst in Holland, when we're right there, they give you a complimentary saddle cover. You know what the Dutch are like for the cycles and stuff like that. So we ended up with a couple of these bad boys. She said, well, so they were actually on our fold-up bikes. They were still on our fold-up bikes. So we've just taken them off. And I'm going to, so this is our like gel seat, and obviously, yeah, you can see that kind of like material and quite spongy, but just in case we get any, so we're just going to pop that on there. It will just like bundle up and go in a little bag if she doesn't want it on there, but just in case we do get any rain, we're just going to plop that on there, and perfect little job. What do you think? Great stuff, isn't it? What a lovely thing, what a lovely gift from a campsite in Holland. The other thing Caroline's been up to is getting all our little lights charged up, ready to reattach. And like we've always like said, you can't have enough kind of lights on your push bike, even in like daytime. I think that was at night. I actually crashed into somebody at night. We had a little bit of a, I think that was down to actually bright headlights. So someone was approaching me with a super beam headlight, but and we had a little bit of a coming together just on the hands. But anyway, that was a while ago. But these little babies here are USB rechargeables, and they just snick in as simple as that. And so it's easy to remove, to recharge, snick back in, and basically it's a pretty bright LED. And I think if I hold it, oh, that's just hold it in to off. I got to need to there he is, flashing. So get them flashing like that. That is super scene then. Brilliant. Right, and then just hold it in again. So I'm just going to leave that on there. That's ready to go. Yeah, so we had a little run down to Holford's today. I was on the lookout, I'll show you in a minute. It's a bag to on the front of my bike for a certain reason, and while I was there I needed a spare inner tube. Okay, so we always like carry inner tubes, and I said to Caroline, well, how come I ended up with no inner tube in my little bag then? I can't remember what happened, and I think one night it was like winter time and we were actually out on our bikes, and I did have a puncture and had to use the inner tube, and I think that's where it went. But anyway, it's always good to have an inner tube. So what we tend to do is have an inner tube and just tuck it in your little bag under the seat. Just squeeze it in there. It takes up minimal room in that little bag, and it's always just super handy if you get like thorns in tires and trying to mess around with glue and stuff like that. For a mere £4, deflate, and in goes the inner tube, reinflate. We carry on the side of our bikes, we carry little tiny pumps, and for anybody that doesn't know, in the top of the pump is the little attachment to go on the valve, so it's really easy to put together, and off you go. Yeah, so I'm just sort of like putting this stuff up there, and you know, anybody that's we're always sort of putting out tips. Anybody that's thinking about doing a similar kind of thing and wants to get geared up, you know, it's just all these little things that you might find super handy to get you out of trouble. And hopefully things do not go bad and you don't need to use them. But a great thing having a pump on the bike, if you do actually get a soft tyre, and you can just like reinflate it or let the tyres down depending on what you want to kind of like terrain you're running on and stuff like that. So that's all good. Right, I'm just contemplating my next little move between the bag and the light, because I'm going to have to sort of have a little look at this arrangement on here. There's a reflector poking out there. That might not be a problem, whether the bag's just going to sit underneath it. So we'll have a little look. In the meantime, also, in fact, I've just taken it, I literally got back and put it on charge, because somehow over the last 5 years, my little tiny front light is kind of like vanished off the face of the earth. I had one similar to that red one on the back. They did like similar ones in the white. I don't know what happened to it. So that's gonna, anyway, Carolyn said to me, it's about time you upgraded your front light anyway. So I've just bought one of these ones, which is like 400 luminums for like 30 quid in Holford's, and it's majorly bright. It's a USB one, so we don't like going for like batteries anymore. Batteries are a bit of a pain, so USB rechargeable, 400 luminums, should be a bit of poke. It wasn't a lot of different, I think, from like 200 to 400 is something like a fiver. And not only that, the good lady on the till in Holford said, if you join our like motor club or something like that, the Holford's like motor club, I can actually give you today like a £5 off discount on the bits and pieces you bought. So I'm kind of like, you know what, it just gets really good. So all these little bonuses are just like so handy. So that's going to be like fitting on here somewhere along the lines as well. I'm just going to check out this bag. Oh, and right, okay, the bag. So there is the bag, okay. Handlebar bag. It's got like a, not that I was after this for the phone holder, but it's got a phone holder in the toplet. It's all like lined out. It's got a little zip pocket in the front as well. Yeah, a little pocket in there. So this is like 15 quid. So it's an absolute like bargain, do you know what I mean? Right, I'm just going to have a little play and just see where I can actually get this mounted with the reflector in the way, my camera mount, and allowing for this light to be fitted as well. So I'm just going to have a little look. Right, I'm just having a little jiggle around with the bag, and it's all looking pretty good. I've just like looped that one around that side, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Just tuck that through the buckle, sort of just avoiding all the cables really, but that's coming through there quite nicely. That's going to be like that, and I think, to be honest, it's almost going to just rest up against that reflector, and then there's plenty of Velcro on these, so it's just going to be a case of just quite a loose kind of fit. But it's good enough. That is actually good enough. There, if I lean it over, you can just see. Let me just take out that, well, you can get a gist of that's the top of the bag with the orange Holford's little card in. But that's looking pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. There's another strap here. I might just actually give it another little support around that reflector bracket, avoiding them cables. It's just a little bit of a jiggle around. Then I think I've got room for the light on the left hand side. Yeah, so with the bag mounted, I was a little bit concerned that obviously the GoPro is going to sit a little bit low and catch the top of the bag. So what I've had to do is add a little jiggle around. I've used a short little extender up there, and then I've got a quick release mount to go on the GoPro, so I can, and it's quite sturdy on that little 360 mount. So I think I'm going to just pop the GoPro on this mount, get the GoPro on that one, and see how that looks for the forward position. Just going to use my little spanner. The GoPro's got a little bit of that movement that way, so I've got a little spanner to go on the GoPro bolt. So we're just going to nip them up with the spanner. That's cool. That's better. In fact, I think I'll just lean it forward a little bit like that. Right, that's cool. That's okay, lovely. Just to get that little height for the lens above the bag. Okay, that's looking cool. I'm quite happy with that one. That's easy. And also easy to remove the GoPro just by slipping her out of the quick fit mount. Easy as that. And then I've still got that rotational, and with these actually on it, it's quite a nice little maneuver to bend that camera around for different angles when on the bike. I'm just eyeing up the position for the light, and I think it's just going to sit over there, so it's kind of just a case, jiggling it around like that, and I think that is going to be the position for it over that side. Wind that up. God, it's going to be quite exciting actually, doing some trails at night. Imagine doing some trails at night. It's going to be so good. So let's get that racked up there. Lovely. Yes. And then there's a little tiny, just push up the little lever to remove the light. So there's the bracket. Nice and tight. Snap that in. See how bright that is. Yes. Flash in. Super bright. Wow, that's cool. One long push and off she goes. So I think the front end is pretty well armoured up now. So we've got the camera, we've got the light, we've got the bag. So the other little issue, so when the bag opens, to be honest, I'm going to show you why I need this bag on here. So I just had a little 5-minute just to get my head around it, and what I've done is just like dropped the GoPro off out of the clamp mount, drop the clamp mount back, got the spanner here, just easy, drop that back, and then the bag flips back really nice like that. And the reason I have this bag is because we have a drone controller, okay, and I just wanted something for that drone controller to sit in, so the drone can be operated and set in motion. And then obviously you need to still keep tabs on what's happening with the drone, so I can just drop the controller in there and then just keep an eye, probably packing out a little bit. I can almost, this is what I have to do, a little bit of, right, let's see how it's going to work, but that is the reason I've got this little bag, so the drone controller can sit in there and stashed away nicely. And when I'm ready to use it, it's just easy put your hand on it, get it operational, get the screen up, and yeah, and then maybe even prop it up kind of there. I'm just making up as I go along. You know what I'm like. So not only is it going to be really super handy for my drone controller, but my phone fits in the slot in the little plastic sleeve. An absolute dream. So when I'm riding along, I can actually see the route, which is absolutely perfect. Just flicking up the little Velcro tab so you can like lock it in position so it won't slide out. But how good's that? That's neat, really neat. So it's really kind of like versatile. The other thing, what I'm thinking about is I've got my power bank, a little small one, trusty little power bank, and that will slide in there in the bag. So I've got the charging lead in, there's the little power bank, that'll all tidily tuck away into the little bag, and there it is. Phone locked in position, on charge, with the route showing. So that's absolutely perfect. Bike route details, fantastic. How good is that? For 15 at Halfords, that was an absolute bargain. Zip it up. All zipped up neatly, power lead coming out into the phone, perfect. So we now have got 400 luminums on the wine boxes on the wall, and we have now the GoPro taking footage forward. And the other thing I've just been having a little play with is the fact that behind this plastic screen cover you can actually navigate the route as well, which is really neat. So there is the route along the side of the Loire River going in towards Nantes. Wow, that's I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny. So that is about it, guys, for this little video on a Sunday afternoon. Just now counting down the days till we make the journey, and it was quite like a nice little afternoon where just getting a few little bits and pieces just finished off on the bike, just them little finicky bits. It just I like to like get my head around all these little things because it just saves you the problems when you're actually starting to do the job of making films on the push bikes. And yeah, it's really exciting times. I've just taken stock and just looking at my bike over there, and I've just sat down and picked up one of the books. It's under my table here, and it's all about making the most of your time on Earth. And I kind of just got into the index and just went to like Europe, and one of the, where is it? It is number 72 in this book, and it is pedaling and picnicking along the Loire. How about that? And on my phone, that's what I've just been like looking at, the Loire River, the exit of the Loire River by Nantes. So it was really sort of ironic, really. I just picked it up, just glanced in there, and this is one of the things you need to do in life. The next thing is actually beach. I've flicked over the page just in being inquisitive, and the next page is actually beach bar hopping in Hamburg. We've done that. So I'm going to leave the video there, guys. It's getting a bit dangerous, cow fighting in Switzerland. I don't think that's for us. I don't think Caroline's going to do any of that. So I think... Oh no. I'm just laughing to myself. Having a beer in Brussels, the Orville. We've drunk beer in Brussels. Anybody that's been to Brussels, I'll give you a little story before I disappear. Shall I give you a little story before I disappear? Make it the end of the video then. Yeah, we got the Tiki Bar, happy hour all day. But we were in Brussels, and if you've been in Brussels, in the Grand Place in Brussels, there is the Hard Rock Cafe. We visited the Hard Rock Cafe there before, and there is the Delirium Cafe. I think in the year 2003, they got in the Guinness Book of Records for having 2003 beers available at one time. Check that out. It must be 3,500 beers now. The Delirium Cafe in Brussels. If you've not been, go there. You will not come out alive. We did just about, but we got lost on the way back to the camper park in the middle of Brussels. So on that note, I'm gonna get lost, and we will catch you probably in the week with any more updates that I've got for you guys. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you making comments and stuff like that. And we put out these videos to inspire you guys to ride the Loire River, ride the psychopaths in France. If you want to do it, that's what we're going to do. Follow us. Take it easy. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.